Welcome to this special presentation, Denver7 360, More Than Two Sides to the Story. I'm Russell Haythorn. Over the next half hour, we'll explore some of the biggest issues this year in Colorado. We begin in Aurora, where gang activity recently captured headlines across the nation. It started largely with this now viral video from Aurora, which shows armed men knocking on doors at an apartment complex. Two of the people in the video were recently arrested in New York. 16 other individuals were arrested just this month in Aurora in connection with another violent incident where a man and a woman were kidnapped and tortured and held for hours against their will. Aurora police say some of the people recently arrested are confirmed members of the Tren de Aragua gang out of Venezuela. So we're taking a 360 look at the history of gangs in Colorado. Denver7's Angelica Albaladejo sat down with cops, criminologists, and community leaders and shares the history of gang activity in the past and how law enforcement is dealing with the present threat.
We were a city that was on the rise. We're trying to attract people to come here. But then now we are dealing with this kind of violence. With gangs coming to Colorado, colorful Colorado.
The Bloods is a racketeering enterprise.
People were given orders to suppress it, take care of it, make it go away.
But almost 40 years later,
we see groups pop up.
Gangs are still here.
Gangs are as American as apple pie.
If you look at gang history here in Denver, mostly local, homegrown youth. This isn't a one-off.
From the early days of gangsters arriving in the 1800s, to the gangs of today, we're taking a 360 look at the history of gangs in Colorado.
The dynamics of gangs change with the flow of immigration to the United States, as well as the change in migration within the United States.
Most of those residents arrived here in a lower socioeconomic position and kind of disadvantaged.
It started as European gangs.
Fights between Germans and Polish people, Jewish people, Italian, Irish.
As Denver grew, so did criminal groups.
Street gangs, but also prison gangs and motorcycle clubs.
A shooting and stabbing at the Denver Motorcycle Expo.
Mostly driven by poverty and discrimination.
Pressures of not fitting in, not being welcomed. In the early 1920s was the Ku Klux Klan. They had a political power on the city and the state.
At times, sending police officers to crack down on certain communities.
Latinos and Blacks, Native Americans, those are the groups that are often able to be scapegoated and targeted.
By the 1960s, gangs nearly faded away in Denver, as youth were drawn to civil rights activism. But as law enforcement pushback shut down groups like the Crusade for Justice and the Black Panthers, gangs came roaring back with a vengeance.
Back in the early 80s, I started to see the mindsets getting more aggressive. Crips on the east side, Bloods on Park Hill.
Violent gang culture imported from California.
Communities were demanding that the city do something. Arrest as many as you can, put them in jail.
But Reverend Leon Kelly's seen these tactics fail again and again.
Because we're the oldest anti-gang program still here. Our main influence in the beginning, back in the days, was intervention. Getting in and trying to diffuse things.
Yet without alternatives, the killings continued.
Seeing these kids land on these slabs that I've worked with, I've nurtured, I've tutored, I've loved, and now they're on the slab. It takes its toll.
Now, as younger kids are getting drawn into crime, police and communities are trying to intervene earlier.
It's much easier to mold and build a kid than to repair an adult.
In Denver and Aurora, violence prevention programs are showing promise.
Leaders are saying, let's put interventions into place that could create meaningful pathways or like exit ramps. Lo and behold, it did. It reduced the perpetration of violence among these kids by 70%.
Even still, fear of violence is growing.
People feel generally less safe. A lot of people are armed.
And some believe the culprits are immigrants.
We're certainly monitoring it, and we're certainly putting a lot of resources to make sure it's nothing that gets away from us.
The goal is to help troubled youth find stability, but it comes with a price.
That puts the burden on our schools, on our communities, on our after-school activities.
And on law enforcement.
Criminals, gang or not, tend to prey on people from their own socioeconomic status and a lot of times from their own race. We start to hold those individuals accountable, that group falls apart.
It's a story as old as time.
As Coloradans live through it yet again.
It's a big problem that requires big solutions, and you can't just rely on government responses to do it.
I'm Angelica Albaladejo, Denver7.
Thanks, Angelica. It's also been an up and down year economically in Colorado. Many Colorado businesses have found themselves in a tough position recently. There are plenty of jobs, but not enough workers. According to the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, there are only 52 available workers for every 100 open jobs in our state, leaving Colorado in the Chamber's more severe category, and that's across almost every industry. Denver7's Sam Pena is going 360 to explain what's happening and what's causing the problem.
There's nothing like some good home cooking.
I could cut green onions.
Chris Teaglin's taste of home is so good, he had to share it. 2 years ago, he started Glow Noodle House, a thriving small business.
So far, so good.
Thriving despite so many challenges.
People can quit one day, walk down the street, go to another restaurant, and get hired.
Was that tough for you guys, constantly seeing that turnover?
It was horrendous. It was terrible.
The biggest challenge?
There's so many job openings, but it still comes with challenges to fill spots.
A shortage of workers.
Chopsticks if you want.
With a skeleton crew, Chris often has to work more hands-on just to keep the kitchen cooking.
There's seasons where we're here every day filling in those spots until we can find somebody that wants to step in and do it.
Chris isn't alone. The Bureau of Labor says that Colorado is one of 11 states with a severe labor shortage, with only 52 workers per 100 listed job openings.
It's been an issue for a while.
But in a state with nearly 6 million people, where are all the workers? Well, it's time to dust off the old resume and go 360 to answer that question. And one thing's for sure, there's no shortage of opinions. Would you say Colorado is a hospitable market for the restaurant industry?
I would love to say it is. The policies that have been passed here in Colorado over the last couple of years have been really devastating on the industry.
If you ask Colin Larson with the Colorado Restaurant Association, state legislation has hurt Colorado's employment landscape.
We've seen the minimum wage go up almost double from where it was 6 years ago. We've seen new employer mandates like paid sick leave, the family medical leave, Colorado Secure Savings Act.
Workers are now incentivized to wait for better opportunities. You're competing for employees rather than employees competing for employers.
Folks will have someone work for them, and then, a week later they'll move across the street because they got a better offer.
We'll do our very best.
But the shortages aren't limited to just the restaurant industry.
People perceive the hospitality industry potentially that it's not a career opportunity.
Yeah, not a problem.
Coming out of the pandemic, we probably had about 1,200 open positions nationwide. That number is down to about 400. It's improving, but I think it's still difficult.
Sage Hospitality CEO Walter Eisenberg employs more than 2,000 people in hospitality positions across the state, and he points the finger at a simpler problem.
I moved here 40 years ago, and affordability wasn't a problem.
Not enough money to keep up with the cost of living.
The biggest deterrent of getting employees to come to Colorado, I think it's affordability.
Colorado's housing costs increased 7% in 2023, groceries 6%, and utilities 4%.
You've got housing costs, you've got childcare. For some people, it's higher ed.
While Walter attributes the shortages to affordability, is cost of living having an impact on people?
Yeah, I would say it probably is.
Some question whether or not it even exists. Do you think Colorado is in a labor shortage right now?
I don't. An emerging trend in sort of business and hiring practices is this concept of ghost jobs.
Ghost jobs. So those are openings that may not actually exist.
Hiring managers post without really any intention of filling them.
Charles Brennan with the Colorado Center on Law and Policy says false job postings, or ghost jobs, could be skewing Colorado's labor data, making the problem seem worse than it is.
It's sort of a new trend that the Bureau of Labor Statistics doesn't have a good way of really tracking.
But why would a business create a ghost job? Brennan says 2 reasons. 1, to make it appear that the business is always hiring and growing. and 2, to keep an eye on the pool of potential employees ahead of a position potentially opening up. Brennan argues that overall, Colorado's labor market is healthy.
We've seen our state take steps to really try to address those particular labor shortages or labor shortages in those industries and sectors.
He points to multiple new pieces of legislation passed in the state, establishing apprenticeship programs in sectors such as education, corrections, and even vocational work.
We are a bridge to the trades industry, a bridge connecting with this next generation who are looking for opportunities.
In the past year, Denver7 has spoken to multiple groups that have established their own apprenticeship programs to train the new workforce. But at Glow,
I am not 21 years old anymore, so it gets a little hard some days.
Chris can't afford to wait for that new generation of employees.
I can't be here every day, or my wife can't be here every day.
The best he can do for now?
If people are happy and they feel taken care of here, that translates to how they cook food or how they treat guests.
Wait and hope that he can build a crew that shares his passion.
I freaking love what I do.
In Denver,
I love cooking.
Sam Pena, Denver7.
Thanks, Sam. Well, in-state or out-of-state for college. When we come back, the new trend among college-bound Colorado kids. Welcome back. There's a new trend among college-bound Colorado kids. Denver7's Rob Harris goes 360 as more and more Colorado families and students are choosing to hit the road for higher education.
All the application deadlines.
Like many high school seniors, Claudia Lotto has spent a lot of time over the past couple years planning for the future.
Dang, several hours, very many hours.
She's applied to more than a dozen universities, close to home here in Colorado and as far away as other countries.
CSU, Fairfield, CU, Ithaca, Loyola University, Chicago. I don't want to say you don't want to mess up, but it's just where you're going for the next 4 years, and that's really important.
We would start asking her question, what she wanted to do with the next 4 years.
Both of Claudia's parents went to CU Boulder, and that's where they met. So it was on the list of options from very early on. But as Claudia started the application process, she and her parents quickly learned that CU was not going to be the most affordable option.
That was a big eye-opener for us. Especially Colorado, everybody wants to live here now or come, spend some time here. So demand is really high. The fees are crazy.
As her acceptance letters began to roll in, Claudia found tuition rates and scholarship offers at out-of-state and international universities that made them less expensive. And that's made her and her family take a harder look at options farther away.
My close friend group, majority of us are going out of state.
College is a big decision. You don't necessarily want to get out of college with hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt. Yes, if it could be a little bit more affordable, definitely that would be nice.
Claudia and her family are not alone. I've talked to several families and college experts about this. Now, we should say that higher education costs are rising across the board. But here in Colorado specifically, many families are finding it's cheaper to go to school out of state. And that's even with the in-state tuition benefits they're eligible for here in Colorado.
This is especially true for schools in the western United States, thanks to a program called the Western Undergraduate Exchange. It lets out-of-state students from another participating state attend for 1.5 times in-state tuition, or less. So for example, in-state tuition for a Colorado student at CU is a little more than $13,600 per year. At CSU, it's almost $12,900. But that same student could attend the University of Idaho for just over $12,600, the University of Montana for just over $11,400, or the University of Wyoming for just over $8,400.
And that's just tuition. When you add in room and board, Colorado's higher cost of living comes into effect too.
Our state schools are not the bargain that a state college is supposed to be.
Claire Fry's made a career out of tracking these sorts of things and helping Colorado families make the best educational choice for their goals and their budgets.
Here's an in-state student, says $32,000. When we factor in all the fees and miscellaneous, it's right at about $35,000.
Fry showed us a database of anonymized offers from schools across the country. Many of her clients end up finding the same things. Public universities in other states are often cheaper options, both in tuition and cost of living, and they tend to offer more in financial aid, too.
It's just supply, demand. It's economics. We live in a beautiful state. These schools are close to skiing and snowboarding, and I don't think that it's a problem that we're going to see resolved because people are going to want to continue going to school in Colorado.
Fry also encourages her clients to look into private schools. Even though their listed tuition is often higher, she also finds they offer a great deal more in scholarships.
Private schools are privately funded. They have huge endowments and a ton of flexibility as to how they do their discounting and allocate aid. And that's where we're going to see the best value. The information needs to be shared with families to understand what other options exist. There are colleges that are out of state that can actually be more affordable than our in-state options.
I'm sitting in my dorm room.
Ruby Gilliland is on the other side of that decision. She's lived in Fort Collins her entire life, until now.
I go to school at the University of Arizona, and I'm studying computer science.
Ruby looked at CSU in her hometown. But just like many others, she found her best financial options came from elsewhere. The fact that the University of Arizona has brought her to a warmer climate is just a bonus.
This is great that I get to experience being out of state, and also it literally costs less than going to school in my hometown, especially for a lot of people that just are like, oh, I'm here, I'm in Fort Collins, why not go to CSU? It's like, okay, let's kind of take a look outside and see what else you can do for the same amount or even less.
For Denver7, I'm Rob Harris.
Thanks, Rob. When we come back, the new tool law enforcement agencies are using to help put the brakes on crime. Welcome back. Colorado obviously has its beauty, but a not so beautiful statistic is that we rank #1 in the nation in auto theft. Denver7's Danielle Kreuter is going 360 on a new technology being used to track down stolen vehicles and to track down cars used to commit other crimes.
Having your ride stolen is beyond frustrating. And in Colorado, it's happening all too often.
And this last time they shoved a drill through the door.
Last year, more than $430 million worth of vehicles were stolen in our state. The cost to public safety, even steeper than that.
The vast majority of crimes that occur by individuals using stolen vehicles to commit those crimes.
Now, more law enforcement agencies than ever are using a specific technology to help.
The motion-activated still camera.
Communities giving the green light to license plate readers.
We will take the city from 2 license plate readers to 111.
While civil rights advocates want to pump the brakes.
This kind of suspicionless surveillance should not be tolerated in Colorado.
Concerns over privacy and mass surveillance being weighed against what law enforcement is calling an effective and responsible way to keep our communities safe. We're going 360 on liberties and license plate readers.
They just wanted to take you for a joyride.
Robert Huffman's car has been in this spot for a while.
I just keep it parked because, I mean, what's the odds of it driving to the store and it being stolen while I'm in the store?
It's been broken into or stolen 9 times. He feels hopeless.
If my car was stolen right now in front of us, there's nothing we can do other than have it on video.
A tool growing in popularity to catch and prevent car thefts is license plate readers, or LPRs. We checked in with police departments all across the metro and found many have some sort of LPR system or will soon be launching one. So, how do they work?
The motion-activated still camera that captures pictures of the back of vehicles and the license plate, and then compares that license plate to different state and national crime databases.
Holly Balin is the spokesperson for Flock Safety, a company that partners with 70 law enforcement agencies in Colorado.
We know that when suspects are not able to get away with crime, they're that much less likely to commit crime.
Castle Rock PD was one of Flock's first Colorado customers.
We were really the only agency, municipality in the state of Colorado to have a network of license plate readers.
In 2021, they created what they called a ring around the town with the Flock safety cameras.
We saw a 25% reduction in auto thefts in Castle Rock, and then in 2022, on top of the 25%, we then saw a 15% reduction in auto thefts.
Denver has long struggled with auto thefts. Police there are now boosting their license plate readers from 2 to 111.
Helping us locate vehicles that have been reported stolen, as well as vehicles that have been reported as being involved in a violent crime.
According to state court records, about 12% of stolen motor vehicle cases last year also included violent crime charges. Earlier this year, a North Glen police LPR flagged this plate as stolen. Minutes later, police pulled the car over. The driver had a stolen gun and a nationwide warrant out for their arrest. Some raising concerns the law enforcement benefits come with hidden costs, our privacy and civil liberties.
What if the computer gets it wrong? Now I'm getting pulled over when I haven't done anything wrong.
Absolutely. So one of the things that we really focus on is training our police officers and our dispatchers on how to recognize when a hit on a license plate might be an error.
There's always the potential for abuse of these systems, and that's especially concerning with surveillance systems that are this massive.
The American Civil Liberties Union has been keeping a close eye on the increased use of LPRs.
When you have automatic license plate readers that can identify all of the cars in the vicinity of an abortion clinic or of a political protest or the headquarters of an activist organization, it's really concerning.
Flock says they only capture an image of the back of the car, and all images are cleared after 30 days.
Why keep it for 30 whole days?
So if you can imagine a crime takes place on a Monday and we don't find out about it till Wednesday, the ability to go back to identify a potential suspect in that crime and then later have them identified and charged with a crime is very powerful.
Other communities have decided the potential impact to liberties may not be worth it.
This boils down to a question of differences between freedom and liberty of movement versus security.
In December, Elbert County Commissioners decided not to renew their contract with Flock.
All in favor of the motion, please say aye. Aye. Aye.
While law enforcement works to end car thefts, sick and tired drivers like Robert
I got 2 arm bars and a boot for it.
are protecting themselves as best they can.
I'll come out here and purposely walk my dog at midnight just to make sure everything's all right.
I'm Danielle Kreuter, Denver7.
Thanks, Danielle, and thank you for joining us for this special presentation, Denver7 360, More Than Two Sides to the Story. You can find this entire special and others like it online at denver7.com.